How are you, Christian? Hope you're well.
I'm good.
How is everybody in the change room ahead of Saturday's game? Is everybody well?
Yeah, I think the head's at the right place. Obviously, you can imagine that there's a certain degree of disappointment still there after Tuesday's game, but listen, we need to move on. We still have 19 games to play. There's well enough points there for us to take, and I mean, when we came in, it was always clear that it's not going to be an easy task, and that not everything will go upwards all the time. But yeah, okay, we tripped, right? But that's it. We move forward. We keep pushing forward, and the boys' mindset is at the very right place. I mean, they know what happened on Tuesday. That there were 2 off goals that normally should not happen, right? But we also know the mistakes that were made, and again, the heads at the right place, and they are very positive.
Good. And with results elsewhere going in your favour as well, do you feel that this Saturday now is a second chance almost to go and prove themselves again away from home? It's
another chance, as well as 18 more that will follow. It's a game like any other game. I understand of the importance of the game. Yeah, we don't deny that. But win or lose, it actually helps us obviously if we get wins. But win or lose, like I said before, there's still enough games there to play, and this will not define our season. We will know at the end of the season where we are, right? And there's a clear goal that we want to push forward and climb high up the table, and I think the performances have been good, right? Again, Tuesday was a really awkward game to justify as well, because I don't think it was a 4-1 game against us, because the boys have really been on top of them and really played well in my eyes. Besides those individual mistakes, again, that's something we've addressed from the very beginning, and those unforced errors that were not costly in the past, they cost us now the 3 points. But again, it's nothing new that we are facing. We try to push forward and try to win the next game.
And is that more of a message then, to get a good performance, and if that performance is there, the win will come?
That's the basis of everything, right? I mean, when you look at our games, not only listen, the last game always leaves a mark, right? One way or another. You could play 5 games before not well. You play 1 game, you're the star, right? You're the hero with everybody, and the other way around as well. It's just a little bit more bittersweet, right? When you play really well, get the 3 points at home against Chesterfield, play a really good game against one of the candidates to qualify for the playoffs, and then it is suddenly the other way around, right? So it's very important for us to find a middle ground, not to be too high when we're winning, not to be too low when we're losing, but understanding what the performance was, reflecting on it, and focusing on the good things that the boys are doing, which is definitely the majority of anything else.
And you said that performances do leave a mark, naturally. Does it play into your mind that Bristol have only 1 win in the last 17 games? Does that play into it at all?
Not at all.
No.
I think that's just not good for the mindset. We need to focus on us. We need to play our game. It doesn't matter if it's away in Bromley, home against Chesterfield, or now away at Bristol. It really doesn't matter. We need to be on top of our performance. We need to give everything, do the basics right, which is running, fighting, working for each other, working as a unit. And every time we did that, we really looked good out there. And that's what I'm asking from the team, and they know exactly what they need to do.
I asked Harrison if he thought this was one of the biggest games of the season for Newport, and he said that, well, as you mentioned before as well, there's 18 other matches to go. Is that the message that you're giving your players, that this is just another game?
Yeah, it is another game. Yeah, it's 90 minutes, or in our case, usually 105 minutes. And in which the boys will leave it all out there. I mean, from all the results, when you look back, right, there's one thing that I cannot criticize them for, that they really try everything and work the hardest off on the pitch. If it then works out or not is a different story, but as long as we we're creating a lot of chances, right? We need to be a little bit more clinical with finishing them off, but we're always getting good positions, good areas where we can benefit from, and that's then down to us to get them in those positions, but then also then down to the players to finish it off. And I'm not worried at all at this stage, because we are still in the middle of the season, that the boys will turn around.
And with your experience playing at the highest level, are you able, or do you use that experience then to put yourself in the players' shoes?
That's a question that you usually ask. Yes.
Good. Nice. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You have nothing for me today?
Nothing today. No.
Why?
All
Didn't sleep well?
No, that's all we covered. He's got it.
Yeah?
Right. Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? To answer your question. People know from my past and the success that I had, right? But what people forget, and again, that's just a fast-living sport of football, that the season after, so the 2016-17 season, we fought relegation with Leicester for almost the whole season. And I have a lot of experience. I relegated once in Germany, so I know what it feels like to be in this situation, and I also know what it takes to be in this situation to get out of it. And the main thing is unity, is coming closer together. And I think that's exactly what you see with those boys. And Biggs was probably a perfect reflection of that as well. That, yeah, we understand in what situation we are, but we're also aware that the next game is the one that we need to focus on and that we can affect. And you can only affect it with controlling your performance. That doesn't mean the result will be a win right away, right? There's other factors, but as long as we perform and as long as the boys give their best out there, it gives us a higher chance to win.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Good answer? You happy with it?
Very happy.
You touched on the fact that more chances are being created and there's more enterprise in our final third now, which undoubtedly there is. That makes defending that much more important again. That's where the basic start, isn't it? Being vigilant at the back.
Yeah, and to be honest, defending doesn't always start in the back, right? It starts up front. And that's where I don't like when my strikers are getting criticized that they played a bad game because they didn't score or didn't create too many chances. That's our first line of defense. And the way Nathan has played in the last two games, where his defensive work rate, he doesn't get any credit for that. But how much he helps the team in behind, especially against Chesterfield, I thought it was brilliant against the ball. Really brilliant. Yeah, did he run a lot of yards without having the ball? Yes. But the amount of time, the amount of miles he put in to help us defensively was incredible. And that to me again shows how much the boys are being bought in and how much they want to help the club to be successful.
But you've turned him into becoming a better player. That must give you a lot of satisfaction, if you like, as a teacher, a mentor.
But that goes with every player, right? And individual player development, improvement is very important, because that then develops the team automatically as well. And the way the boys have taken things on board over the last 6 weeks, almost 7, has been incredible. And from where we came in and where we started, which was in Oldham, I think there's a completely different team out there now that believes in themselves. That it's interesting when you speak to the players, where maybe before, when they lost, they were disappointed because they just didn't feel right. But now they go into the games, first of all, knowing and wanting to win, right? And then, okay, if it didn't work out, they're disappointed because they knew they could win, which is a very different disappointment than before. So the mentality changed completely.
Are you getting as much satisfaction as seeing a player improve than you ever did as a player achieving something?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right. I mean, talk about Spellers, for example, right?
Yeah.
Or Bobby as well. I mean, they usually were holding their width all the time, but now they vary the game. And Spellers' last goal at home against Chesterfield is a perfect example for that, where he comes inside between the lines, gets the second ball, and then he has the qualities to finish it off as well.
Now, I saw McCarthy back today. It's lovely to see him, lovely lad. What is the reason for that, if I may ask? Can you give us an answer, or is that sort of something that you're keeping in?
I keep you in the dark for now.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
He knows more anyway, but he needs to ask those questions. Huh?
Yeah, he's a nice kid, isn't he? He's a good influence, that boy.
His name is McDonald. His name is McDonald.
Yeah, sorry. Well, there's a Mac in it, isn't there? Yeah. Okay, that's...
Return of the Mac.
Yeah, no, that's fine, yeah. Andy, do you want to...
Yeah, well, you mentioned the both of you. It's obviously unavailable this weekend. Have you got someone who can step into that role?
Guess who? Guess who? Guess who that could be? You want to hear it from me, right?
Is he ready?
Yeah, I think every time James came on, he did really well. He knows how to use his body. He knows how to lay off the ball, which is good for us when we have a hold-up striker that can protect the ball and bring more bodies forward and to support him. But also Smudgem might be out for the weekend, so it's not only one. We need to take care of a couple of players, and also making sure that we are not overplaying the players, because again, it's a long season, and as important as the game is on the weekend, it's still a couple more games to go, and we need as many players as possible available at every game.
Jed and Courtney are still sidelined.
For now. There's improvement there. There's improvement. Yeah, Chad was in training now for a week and a half in team training, so he's getting very close.
And you mentioned Matt there, that he had to come off on Tuesday. How's he doing? Is he definitely out this weekend, or is there a chance he could play?
I think the chances are fairly slim. I still keep my hopes up, but it doesn't look too promising.
If he's out for an extended period, would that mean you have to bring someone in before?
We are weighing our options right now. Yes, because that's a position. Even before he went down, it's already a position that we identified where we might need to bring an extra player in. But again, that's hopefully something that develops in the next couple of days.
Yeah, obviously your focus is on Saturday, but that deadline is looming, isn't it?
The deadline is right around the corner. Yeah.
Would you like to bring more in, if possible?
Yes. There's his question again, right? Every time. I love it, though. I love it.
And just finally, you've definitely got this message out that it's just another game, 18 more to go, but it is a derby. There are 1,300 fans there, so it is going to be something.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm completely, and the boys are completely aware of the importance of the game in many different ways, right? But the bottom line is, win or lose, another 18 games to go, and that one game will not define us, will not show who we are at the end of the season. Is it an important game? Yeah, it's very important, right? Because they're 1 point ahead of us. Derby, big crowd. Probably also after the loss now at home, the importance raised even more, right? But at the end of the day, I told the boys, it doesn't matter. It matters to win, but regardless of what the result will be, we move on. We keep going.
Win or lose, it doesn't define it.
It doesn't define the season, correct?
How psychologically important would it be to pull clear of this bottom two? Is that psychologically important, or are you still saying, well, there's another...
It would be amazing, because it didn't happen the whole season, no?
Yes, but they've been there for over 4 months now.
Yeah. Psychologically, yes, because even if we tell them don't look at the table, or they say they don't look at the table, they look at the table. I did the same when I was a player. You always look at the table. But they know where we stand, right? And the only thing that counts right now is results. But the results only come when we perform, and the performances are there. It's just turning them now into points.
When you got relegated before, I'm sure you're going to tell me that was...
Let's not talk about that then.
No, I know we don't want to talk about that. But when you look at a relegation squad, do you see any of those trends in Newport? Or
No, not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all.
That's what I'm trying to
because what I'm seeing here is a team that's actually playing really well, and at times outplaying teams that are all the way on top of the table, and that usually doesn't happen with teams that are all the way down there, because the confidence is there, the ability is there. It's just now again turning it around, because as it happened, it's not the first time that I experienced that. When you're down there, right, you might not get those calls. Things might go a little bit more against you, but the boys have just impressed me with their attitude, which was incredible. And that's for me the two main things: your attitude and your application. And most of the times, again, other than the first half against Colchester, most of the times those two things, I can put a big check mark behind that, because they delivered.